I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how to react. But one thing's for sure, one thing is certain. Our man, Justin Fields, is headed to Pittsburgh. Let's talk about it. Bear down. And there it is. The wait is officially over. The Chicago Bears have decided to trade Justin Fields for a sixth round draft pick in the 2025 season that could turn to a fourth if he does play more than 51% of the snaps. That's why I believe it has been reported already that Justin Fields is going to back up Russell Wilson. And obviously, if you're Pittsburgh, why wouldn't you plan for that? Might as well have him sit or play less than 51% of the snaps. That way, you send the Chicago Bears a sixth round draft pick in 2025 instead of a fourth round pick. Man, it's a kind of a bittersweet moment here in Chicago. A lot of players were reacting here today. Um, in a day where they introduced Keenan Allen, in a day where it's just everything has been going kind of in the up and up, everything that Ryan Poles has been establishing and making firm decisions, and a lot of fans are behind him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those guys. I'm behind what Ryan Poles has been able to do so far. I was very excited about the possibilities of seeing Justin Fields with DeAndre Swift in the backfield, mix in a little bit of Herbert, and letting those guys go to work on the outside. DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, potential of adding another rookie wide receiver, just weapons, speed all over. I was excited for that. But now we got to pivot. Now we got to adjust to what we have in front of us, and Ryan Poles has made those decisions. I know it's been hard. I'll be honest, man. I'm a big Justin Fields fan. I thought he was somebody that just wasn't given the right deck of cards. He wasn't handed out a good hand coming into the Bears. It was kind of a crappy situation. 2022, we all know Ryan Poles' first season here. He had to do what he had to do. It was a throwaway year. Redo everything, the books, get rid of bad contracts. Understandable. It almost seems like last year was the first real time the Bears offense, at least, was starting to gel, starting to get together, starting to get something going. Luke Getzey wasn't really the guy, at least under this group of guys that we did have. DJ Moore, although he had his best season in his career with Justin, just weren't able to, I guess, wow this brass and this front office enough to keep Justin around. And despite him being a playmaker, because you know Justin Fields is a playmaker, we all know he's a playmaker. He might not be the best quarterback, but he is a hell of a player, respected by many of his peers all across the NFL, not just his teammates. One thing that I believe was the biggest draw into making this decision. Now, this is just outside perspective looking in. We're just fans. We don't know what's going on in the building in Hallis Hall, but we can react. We can make assumptions because that's all this is, right? That's why I didn't really talk too much about when Justin was here, about the number one pick, who we're going to go with, this and that. It's just a lot of speculation, a lot of noise. So I don't like to react to all that right away. Let's let it, let's get some facts. The one fact that I do see that I did find that does make sense, or I believe is the reason why this decision was made by Ryan Poles, was because since the 1970 merger, Justin Fields is the fourth quarterback in the league in his first 30 starts to pass for over 5,000 yards and 1,500 rushing yards. He is in a elite group, or a group of playmakers, a group of guys that most teams and most fans love to see, or loved to watch. Those guys include Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Besides them all being amazing playmakers and game changers, they haven't won the big game. Lamar Jackson, two-time Pro Bowler, I believe they got, or two-time MVP. I believe this coming season, let's be real, they have a great opportunity, especially with Derrick Henry going that way. The changes they've made, it's a world-class organization in Baltimore. I believe he's got the best opportunity out of those guys to do it. Jalen Hurts as well. They're loaded. Those teams are loaded, but you see that it takes a lot more than just the quarterback position with this type of skill set. It's taken those guys some time. They haven't done it, and I think that's why Ryan Poles made this decision that he did. I could be completely wrong, but that's a valid argument. That's a completely valid argument, one that I can agree with, one that I can see. And I don't want this to turn into a bashing of any type of player because that's not what I'm about. I love what athletes go through, the stuff, the work that they do to entertain us, to give us an opportunity to just talk and discuss. They give up a lot. They do a lot, man. And let's be real, those guys are all world class, man. So even when you call a guy a bum, come on, man. It's a far reach. It's far from that. But I believe that's what it was. I think that's what Ryan Poles was. And it's just a change of direction. Caleb, presumed to be the number one overall draft pick, is going to be able to walk into a great situation with two Pro Bowl wide receivers on the outside, still a loaded class in the this coming draft. With those wide receiver class, you could still get some players. If anything, that this is another thing I just didn't really like to see is that we only have four draft picks this season so far in April, and we got a 2025 draft pick in return for someone like Justin. It's wild to me. It's almost like, damn, were we desperate to just want to get rid of him and switch it up? That whole, you can't bring in a number one draft pick and this guy to help mold him. Like, you don't want that whole drama, that whole whatever. This is the leader, he's the leader. I understand why you got to get rid of Justin if that's the move you're going to make. But I also don't want to jump into conclusion that Caleb is the guy, because I won't. I do like Jalen Daniels as well. So can we still trade down and can you still get a Jalen Daniels? Who knows, man? Nothing's guaranteed. The NFL is always telling you that these guys are generational. The generational train passed a long time ago in 2017, and that was with Patrick Mahomes. So for the next 15 years or whatever, he's the generational guy. So I hate when every single year, just about every single year, they're telling us this guy's generational. I'm not gonna say that. Is Caleb talented? Absolutely. Can he make those throws? Absolutely. Um, but there were moments, kind of like we saw with Justin Fields. He holds on to the ball. Um, we're not going to get into all that completely right now because we'll talk about that when it's draft time. We're in April. But nonetheless, what is your reaction? How do you feel about this, man? I'm just going to let this soak in for a little bit, kind of gather more thoughts later on. We could discuss about it. We could talk about it. Leave a comment down below. Thank you for subscribing, all that good stuff to my good people. You know who you are. And a big shout out to my brother. I won't lie. I wanted to get him in tonight. We weren't able to do it. But yesterday, he did tell me when the Pittsburgh Steelers got rid of Kenny Pickett, he said, what if they're making a move so they could bring in Justin? So I do got to give him love for that. I do got to shout him out for that because he's the only guy that I talked to that even brought that up. I might even have receipts on it because I think he texted me that, or I don't know if we were on the phone because we're always talking. I did want to get him on here tonight, wasn't able to do it. So shout outs to him for that call because that was a good call. I didn't want to see Justin go. Nobody wanted it to happen. But one thing's for damn sure, whoever comes in playing under center this year is in a much better position and one of the best positions a number one overall draft pick can come into, because we all know the Chicago Bears are not the worst team. This is just a pick that we were able to get with the Carolina Panthers, who were 2-15. Bears are not that. We just got to continue to grind. We got to continue to bear down. Believe the process, trust the process. I have been telling myself I gotta trust Ryan Poles. Whatever he decides to do, we gotta make it. We gotta stand behind it. Although it does suck to see we didn't let Justin Fields. We didn't guide him correctly, and I wish him nothing but the best. 4 years going into the league, 4 different playbooks. Go look all over the league, man. Guys that get new playbooks year in and year out are not successful. That's why they call it the ultimate team sport. We'll talk about it. Like, subscribe, leave comments down below. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, though, we got to bear down. Let's go.